So it's time for another dividend update video, and this one we're going to look at the dividends that I received for the month of November. Luckily, I was able to get at least 10 dividend paychecks from my portfolio, even though the market has been quite crazy. Personally, I think my portfolio right now is doing really well in terms of dividend results that I get each month. But anyway, let's take a look at how my portfolio is performing, who actually paid me for the month of November, and what are my plans for this portfolio for December. Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. If you are new here, my name is Dred and I post personal finance and dividend investing videos and pretty much anything related to money. But right now, I am documenting my journey in paying off my student loan. So if you're interested in seeing how everything unfolds or just want to show your support, then please consider subscribing to the channel, liking this video, and also sharing this video. Now with that out of the way, let's get back to the main thing. So here we are on my Webull dashboard. As you can see, my total account value is at $7,606.70. I pretty much gained at least 4.32% or around $313.91. I still have a cash balance of around $29.38, and this is pretty much leftover dividends that I still have that I haven't really used yet. So I'm just gonna keep it here. But anyway, my positions are now at 15th, and you pretty much know that there is actually a new one that I have, and it's not by choice that I actually got this one, which I will explain later on. But anyway, I still have Stag right here, Good, ABBV or AbbVie, I have SCHH, I have Main Street Capital, I have NYCB still, Store, ABR, and then this is the new one, ONL or Orion Office REIT, and then PCI, LFT, EPD, GNL, NT. And this is already kind of like organized or sorted out based on open P&L, and pretty much the biggest gainer here is still Stag with 49%. Next one is Good at 8.85. I got O with 12.80%, and then AbbVie at 8.96%, and then I got SCHH, the last one right here, at 18.70%. This is basically profit and loss based on the dollar amount, not on the change. But anyway, let's look at the losers actually. Top 5 would be PCI, LFT, EPD, GNL, and then T. The PCI lost like 0.81%, which is totally not bad. It's still very, negligible and acceptable. And then after that, we have LFT with 11.85%, a dollar loss of around $12. And then EPD next with 5.29%. It lost around 23.68. And then GNL next with 10.89%. It lost around $144.30. And we have the biggest loser here, which is still AT&T. At least in my portfolio, it lost 27.84% with a dollar amount of around $269.65. So it's really a big bummer that AT&T still is losing value. And I think the main reason for this is that a lot of people are actually losing faith with AT&T. They only see them as something that you can get dividends from. They're not exactly seeing them anymore as a worthy or valuable company. But hopefully though that AT&T can actually shift that one, because I do believe that they're trying to do something better here with trying to refocus their business, and with their Warner Discovery kind of like spin-off, I think that will work out well for them in the long run. Anyway, I mentioned earlier about a new stock. This is actually ONL or Orion Office REIT. So this is what I learned, from a little bit of research. I didn't really do a full deep research on this one. Kind of like I just found out that I actually got a new stock, and apparently it was a spin-off from Realty Income. I believe it had something to do with spinning off all their office properties into another REIT so that they can just focus on that one specific business rather than having too much on their portfolio. Because what I think is that office spaces right now aren't exactly really big, so they just wanted to spin it off away from Realty Income. Well, that's just my surface level research, so I still have to do a lot of research for this one. Now for Orion Office REIT, I checked, they don't have dividends yet, so I think that's why a lot of people have been selling this off, especially if you are a Realty Income holder. I think it was 10-1, I believe. I have 11 shares of Realty Income. That's why I got at least one share of ONL. And when people received their share of ONL, they just started selling them off because they think it was useless. For me, I'm just gonna hold it though, because who knows what's gonna happen. At least I have one position or one share of ONL in my portfolio. But anyway guys, let's move over to the history section right here. Let's go over to the dividend records. Let's filter this out from November 1 and then November 30. There you go, and done. And there you go, we have 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10. We got 10 dividend paychecks, like I said earlier. Now, the first one that we're gonna go over is AT&T. Now, for some reason, I don't know why this keeps happening. It says that it's paid out at 10/31 or October 31, even though I put the filter as 11/1 or November 1. I don't know what's happening because I always see that one with PCI right here. But you know what? It's a very small technical detail that I just notice all the time. It doesn't really matter because in my spreadsheet, I consider these two stocks as being paid on the 1st of November. Anyway, guys, AT&T, they paid me $15.60 for my 30 shares. And for PCI, they paid me $3.48 from my 20 shares. Actually, a little bit of comment here. This grew compared to last month because usually PCI only paid me around $2-ish. Now it went up to $3, which is pretty crazy. Anyway, moving forward here, we got EPD on the 11th. They paid me $9 for my 20 shares. AbbVie on the 14th paid me $3.90 for my 3 shares, and then Main Street Capital, next one, on the 14th as well, they paid me $1.47 for my 7 shares. And then the next one is Realty Income, ticker symbol O, on the 14th as well, $2.60 for 11 shares. Stag on the 14th as well at $4.35 for 36 shares. Now for NYCB, this is on the 15th. They paid me $2.72. Then the next one right here is Arbor Realty Trust on the 29th at $3.60. And finally, we got Gladstone Commercial, or GOOD. They paid me on the 29th with $5.89 for my 47 shares. To be honest, this is quite a mouthful because these are 10 dividend paychecks. I know the biggest one that I've had, or at least like the most that I had, was around 11 paychecks. It's kind of crazy just having a lot of these things, but still, I'm a dividend investor. I want dividends. I want more dividends anyway. So I'm not gonna comment on each of them because that would probably take a long time. I'd rather not spend too much time, commenting on each of them. But really though, like I think for Realty Income, I think it grew just like I think 1 cent. It usually just grows very gradually for me. Now for Stag, I'm thinking of actually buying more of this, but not soon yet. I'm thinking of buying something else, which I'm going to reveal later on. Now for NYCB, there's not much changes here. Same thing with Arbor Realty, nothing really changed here, and with Gladstone Commercial too. So anyway, if we total all the dividends that I received for November, it totals to $52.61. And I'm actually very happy with this one because if I compare this to my last quarter, which is around August, this is a lot better. That August was around $34, $35, but now it's $52, so it grew around $20. So that's pretty insane. And there are 4 stocks that I need to thank for this growth, and that is EPD, AbbVie, ABR, and NYCB. Those 4 stocks have pretty much contributed to the growth compared to last quarter. So anyway, those are the dividend paychecks that I received for the month of November. For my buys and sells for last month, I didn't really do any selling, but more on the buying side. Now, if we go over to the dividend records section right here and go over to the order records, and let's over to the custom right over here, November 1, and then end date of November 30. And let's just put the order status here to fully filled, and then put buy, and then done. As you can see, there's only 4 purchases. I have store, SCHH, and then store. Now, I mentioned earlier that there was this specific thing that I wanted to buy more of, and that is actually Store. Store is a pretty great company for me, and I explained that one. You can just check the video right over here that I'm gonna link. I kind of do a quick analysis of it. It's not exactly an analysis, but more of like an opinion on the stock itself. But anyway, for Store, I bought it for the very first time at $34.38. I only bought 1 share of that one on the 12th of November. And then here's the next purchase that I did. It was $33.70 on the 19th as well. And then the next purchase that I did was SCHH. That only is 1 share as well for $49.74. Now for Store, this is the final purchase that I did. It was on the 24th for $34.10. And now if we actually go over back here to the assets and let's take a look at Store, I have 3 shares of Store, which is now at a position ratio of 1.34%, and the average price is around $34.06. I'm gonna be buying more of Store in the next couple of weeks. As long as the market is dipping, at least this dividend stock is going to be at a discount. Pretty much the same thing with a lot of the dividend stocks out there. A lot of investors or YouTubers are actually saying that a lot of dividend stocks are kind of like at discount. So definitely I'm gonna take advantage of that. And that is how my portfolio has performed for the last month. I know the market has been crazy bearish right now, and I wouldn't be surprised if other investors' portfolio has lost value too. But one thing that a lot of us need to understand though, especially with new investors, is that the market is always in a cycle. Meaning if you look at the market from a bigger point of view, there are times where the market actually goes down and then it recovers and then it hits a new all all-time high. And after hitting some all-time highs, it will just like go back down and then go back up, and pretty much the cycle goes over and over. Long-term investors pretty much end up winning at the end because they're not too concerned with price fluctuations. And to be honest, that's what I'm actually working on. I want to become a better long-term investor. Now, as for my portfolio, I'm not going to be too concerned with the volatility right now. I'm just going to be consistent in investing in dividend stocks that offer generous dividends and pretty much roll it over month after month. So right now I am planning to increase my REIT holdings for 2022 to around 30% to 40% of my portfolio. I wanted to do that so that I can take advantage of more dividend paychecks coming to my portfolio, and a lot of REIT stocks do that for you. They pay you quarterly or even monthly. My core stocks for this REIT focused dividend portfolio is going to be Stag, O, Store, and maybe even ABR. And when I start to see that I'm about to reach my 30 to 40% REIT allocations, then I'm actually going to start looking into BDCs more. Now, you can't really talk about REIT stocks without talking about this too, and that is interest rates. Now, as far as I know, it is actually increasing right now. So these stocks that I'm holding, even BDCs, are most likely going to feel something. So earlier I said that I'm learning to become a long-term dividend investor, and this is pretty much a good practice for me. If there is a bad impact to my portfolio due to increasing rates and more people sell off their REIT stocks, then that's just a buying opportunity for me and load up more on those stocks, and then I can get more dividends. But if REITs actually perform well and they become overvalued, I'm just gonna refocus those cash or those dividends into other sectors in my portfolio. So to be honest, it's just going to be a game of balance for me. The main goal is still to increase my dividends that I get month after month, and my goal right now is to actually hit $100 per month in dividends. And that is all I got for you guys. Thank you so much for watching the entire video. I hope you find that very helpful. And if you have any questions regarding my dividends, my portfolio in general, and if you have any stock recommendations or picks, let me know in the comments below. If you want to watch more content just like this one, make sure to subscribe to the channel and hit that notification bell so you get updated whenever I post new ones just like this. And I am also on Instagram at DailyDread. Please add me there as a friend so that we can chat, collaborate, or exchange some ideas. Thank you again so much for watching. I hope you have a wonderful day, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.